I'm here to do a seminar today about abuse and bullying. Everybody in our family was abused in some form or bullied. And so we are fighting back by sharing our stories and an important message that hopefully all of you can take with you to transform your lives and your friends' lives, to impact the world for Jesus. Slide 2. Our story is really God's glory. And that's what I like to say, because even though my father and mother abandoned me, the Lord will take care of me. Psalm 27:10. My parents were great parents as far as they bought me everything that money could buy, but they weren't there for me to make me feel that I was loved and valued and like I fit in. So I went everywhere else looking for love and acceptance, and sadly, all I found was abuse. So later in life, I met this incredible dog, and he ran under my van. I didn't want any pets. I was like, that was my #1 rule, because I had 4 kids, and I had a brand new house. And I was like, well, we're not having any dogs. Well, this little guy ran under my van one day when I was bringing my daughter home from basketball practice, and he ran, or I almost hit him. Excuse me, I stopped just in time, thank God. Wouldn't want to kill a poor little pup, especially one that cute. And he jumped into my daughter's arms, white shirt, black paw prints all over it. Mother was very devastated. Not a good impression on me for first impressions. And she said, oh, Mom, he's so cute, can we keep him? And I'm like, no, maybe for one night. Guess how old Snickers is? Guess how long we've had him? He is actually 13. We've had him for 12 years. One night turned into 12 years. And what had happened was we took this little guy home. I said, you guys need to give him a bath, and tomorrow I'm going to call the Humane Society. Well, when he got out of the bathtub, he decided he would jump up on my furniture. I was like, oh no, that's not happening, dude. So I kicked him off the couch. And then he thought he was going to do this really neat thing. We have brand new carpet, okay? So he gets his little butt on there and starts scooching across the carpet. I'm like, oh, dude, you are out. So I says, nope, you're out of here. I threw him outside. Actually, the neighbors brought him back within 5 minutes. They're like, I think we have your dog. I'm like, well, it's not my dog. But anyways, so I says, I'm going to call the dog pound tomorrow morning. We'll keep him for the night. And that's exactly what we did. When I called the dog pound the next morning, they goes, I'm sorry, but we don't have any place for him. But you can keep him if you like. Place an ad in the paper. If nobody claims him, you can have him. I'm like, I don't want him. He followed me everywhere and annoyed me. He was under my chair at the computer, in the bathroom even. He still does this. At my bed, pawing to get up. I'm like, get out of here, dude. I don't want you. So third day, nobody had called. I said, this is it. I'm losing him on a walk. So I took him on a 3-mile walk uptown. I know, bad story. It's a true story. Sorry, I'm heartless. Took him uptown, put him in a good neighborhood, let go of everything, and I'm getting rid of this dude. And I did. And I walked all the way home, never seen him again, get in the yard. My husband's cleaning out the shed. He's like, I say to him, well, got rid of that dog. He's like, you got rid of the dog? And I'm like, yeah, I let him loose uptown. Isn't that cool? He's like, then he goes, well, you better turn around. And I'm like, I turned around, and no kidding, this little dog was huffing and puffing, working his way into my yard. I am like, oh my goodness. So I totally fell in love with him that day. That was the third day. 5 days I can keep the dog. So I told the kids, we're keeping the dog, you know. We go to church on that 5th and final day, get home, and on our machine when we get home is, I think you have my dog. So I called the lady, and yep, his name was Snickers. He came right to us. She said she'd be over in a few minutes to get him. We were heartbroken. Now, I absolutely love this dog. So she shows up at the door. She's hugely pregnant. She's got the shot record in her hand. And she goes, you can just keep him. You know, I got a couple other dogs, and I got a baby on the way. We got a couple kids. And she goes, and besides, he bit me. And she shows me this huge scar going up her arm. And I'm like, whoa. Because I'll tell you what, I have 4 hyperactive special needs kids, and that dog didn't even growl at him. 5 days, the dog didn't even growl at my kids, and they're like, oh, all over them. Another thing about this dog is that when the woman came to the door, he didn't go after her. This dog cannot get out of my sight. He will bark. I mean, if I go to the bathroom or anything. So obviously there was some form of abuse because he does not bite. I mean, any dog will bite if they're threatened. I'll bite if someone hurts me, right? I mean, seriously. So I mean, dogs are just like us. They don't want to be hurt either. So God brought Snickers to me, and I had no idea why. 11, 12, 13 years ago. But now I know. It took me a lot of years. Snickers brought a lot of healing to our family. There's one son that is not here any longer. He went home to be with Jesus about a year ago. But during his life, he's an incredible kid. He was supposed to only live for a year, doctors said. He had a heart condition and Asperger's syndrome. And this dog came into our life right about the time when Brian was being bullied. When Brian needed to go through major heart surgeries that he wasn't going to live through. He lived to be 22 years old. He died last year. And so we're carrying the message on for Brian, but God showed me throughout my life and all the healing Snickers brought that he brought him into my life because we were both abused runaways. And we have a similar story to share, and it's healing